keys. And I have mine on as well. So let's switch it to the off position. That way that doesn't take me away from your education, and you won't take away from your education from doing it. Let's see. Is that okay? Lights off? Okay. Did I make a mistake on the first one?
No.
Let's see. 7 plus 35 is 42. It should be 44. Oh my gosh. That should be 44.
Yes.
Oh, darn Mondays. I knew we should always start school on a Thursday.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Boy, I tell you, I must have bumped my head harder than I thought or something. All right, is there any others that I might have made an error on? Jeez Louise. Can I move down? Okay. There we go. Is that okay? Let's take a look at those. Boy, I can't believe I made an error already. Jeez. Just can't win these days. And I put number 22 up on the board just as an example, but I thought it looked a little sketchy. And then it looks like, is that number 11 as well that someone put up? Okay, so I'll work those out in a moment. While you guys are finishing up, taking a look at the answers, how many of you have picked up your book? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So get it, because your packet that I gave you is only good through Friday. And that's going to be tough to do it because you guys all know where the bookstore's at. Is anyone who doesn't know where the bookstore? Let's go to the short list. Called the Bare Necessities in the IC. Just go over there. Is it $4? Yeah. Okay. And if you can't afford the $4, come talk to me. I'll make sure we take care of you. But take care of the. Get this for you. This will be all of your homeworks, and we'll take care of you. So make a note, okay? If any of you need to jot down a note for yourselves, and I'll remind you at the end of the period. Can I scan off this? We still looking at this? Let's close you down. Come back to you in a moment. All right. Number 11. Okay, so number 11 says 42 minus 144 over 6 plus 6. Is that right? This is problem 11. It's not anything related. All right. We do have this as a fraction, but being that these are both kind of hanging out underneath the entire line, I think we should add them together first. So that'll give me 42 minus 144, and then that'll be over 12. Is that okay? And then I could say, okay, well, this is division, so 12 goes into 144, happens to be 12 times. And then I'll do 42 minus 12 to get an answer of 30. Okay? All right, and then number 22, does anyone want to see it? Or you want to see it?
Yeah.
Sweet, all right. Let's see, Eric. Okay, so number 22, we had 8 squared minus 2 to the 5th power, holy cow, divided by 24 divided by 6 plus 3 squared. Okay. Oh boy. So we have parentheses, we have exponents. So I don't think I'd go 8 minus 2, even though that's grouped. I think I'd take care of the exponent first, because remember, exponent's pretty high order. It's even a higher order than multiplication. So then, let's see, still keep in parentheses 8 squared. That's 8 times 8, which is 64. I think that's okay. Minus, and then we have 2 to the 5th power. So 2 to the 5th is 2, 4, 8 times 2 is 16 times another 2 is 32. that okay? And I still have this, but I think I can do this. What is that going to come out to? 4, okay. So divided by 4, I guess I could keep it in parentheses if I wanted to. Plus, and then 3 squared, so that's 9. Okay. I feel from there, maybe we should do this. So that's going to give me 32. I don't have to have it grouped anymore. I don't know why I just put that back in parentheses. Let's get rid of that. Divided by 4 plus 9. And now we should divide first. So 32 divided by 4. So how many times does 4 go into 32? 8. So this is going to yield me an answer of 8, and that would be 8 plus 9. So that gives me 17 for an answer. Huh. Is that okay?
Mhm.
Was there any others that you wanted to look at that are jumping out that you just forgot to write down on the board? Feel okay about it? Yeah.
24.
24? Perfect. Number 24. Okay. We have 5, and then we have group 16 minus 5, minus 1, all over 4 squared minus 7. So let's start off on the top. I'd say, because the 16 minus 5 is being grouped, it's kind of saying, do this one first. So I'm going to get 5 times 11 minus 1. And then here, that's going to give me 16 minus 7. Is that okay so far? Okay, and then this is going to be multiplication. So that's going to be 55, or subtract 1. That's 9. Which then gives me 54 over 9. And 9 goes into 54 6 times. Cool? Any others? Going once? Going twice? Sold to the kid eating his own earwax. Oh yeah, that's gross. You guys seen that video on Sports Center? Some old guy at a hockey game. He's like, ooh. YouTube it, it's a good one. Just happened. It's like, all the grossness factors. All right, so I'm sorry, I shouldn't have told you that. All right, let's take a look at what our notes will be for today. So again, looks like we're doing order of operations. Sound okay? If you want to take notes, awesome. If you don't want to take notes, no big deal. Remember, I'm recording it, so you can always go back and look at the video. Again, some of you had asked me or sent me emails saying, why do I record my videos? And I really, I started using YouTube a while back. Before that, I actually put everything on Facebook. And then even before that,
MySpace.
huh?
MySpace.
I never had it on MySpace. We had actually, we were saving it to our server at Chaparral High School. And, if a kid wanted to hit it, we could just create a hyperlink and they could go right off our server. But they got mad at us because we started using up way too much of the space. It is what it is. So, I guess I've been recording, though some of those old ones, I don't know if they're still linked to the Chaparral server when I was at Chaparral. I guess I've been recording for 9 years. I'm a little upset that old Bill Gates didn't recognize me and recognized some other guy out of Oregon or Washington helping out his niece on YouTube. He's like, hey, this guy's recording lessons. I'm like, dude, I've been doing that. Whatever. So, all right, let's enough about me. Let's figure out what these notes have to say. Not really a whole lot of notes. I think we can get it all done right there. And I'm actually going to move this desk forward. God bless you. I'm going to move this forward just a little bit just so I can get more of the screen in there. That's good. All right. That looks good. Okay. So it says evaluate each of the following expressions. They tell us that x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 5. And in math, we use letters. They're called variables to represent numbers that we could substitute in at a certain point. So the first problem, they give us a little game plan here saying, hey, this is what x is equal to, this is what y is equal to. So I'm going to just plug in. So that's 2 times, and then x equals 2, so that's 2 times x, so that's now going to be 2 times 2, and I'm subtracting, and I have y equals 5. Order of operations would suggest we do what first? Yeah, do the multiplication. So I'm going to get 4 subtracting 5, and so my answer will be -1. That seemed okay, right? Can I clear that one? Anyone still copying that? Just clear so we don't have to always look at it going, oh, look at all that. All right, let's go clear ink. No, that's not going to work. All right, let's make this. Okay. The next one, I have x minus 3y divided by 2. X minus 3y divided by 2. So the x minus 3y is we're gonna do all that math first because it's all on top of the that numerator line in that fraction, and that's divided by 2. So let's just put in what we know. I know that x is going to be 2. Now I'm going to go subtract 3 times y. So 3 times y, so 3 times 5. And then we'll do the whole thing over 2. What should I do up on top first? Let's multiply. So I'm going to multiply the 3 and the 5. So that's going to give me 2. And I'm still going to subtract 15, right? That'll be over 2. And 2 subtract 15. Oh, that's like if I have $2 in my pocket. I want to buy something that costs $15. Do I owe or do I get money back? I owe. So what's 2 minus 15? 13. Negative 13. So I get negative 13. Uh-oh, come on. Catch up with me, computer. Negative. Uh-oh. Something's going on. Negative 13 over 2. Hey, can I reduce that fraction? Yeah. Now, before you answer, I could put it as a mixed number, right? But does 13 and 2 reduce to anything better than changing it to a mixed number? No. No. I think that's... And I'm going to tell you, I like the answer negative 13 over 2. I don't like the mixed number. You want to know why? Nick, I think, and this comes from my heart, I think that in elementary school they taught you mixed numbers just because it was like trying to get you convinced that pizza and fractions are cool. I agree with the whole pizza thing, but this whole fraction business... Because, you know, if someone says, hey, we have 13 halves of a pizza left, you're like, what? So, I think that's what they did. I'm totally cool if you leave it as an improper fraction. If you remember, an improper fraction is when the top number, the numerator, is larger than the bottom number, which is called the denominator. So I'm completely satisfied with that answer. Now, if someone said, oh, it's negative 6 1/2, you're totally right as well, but I think we could leave it as a mixed number. Sound good? Let's erase this. We have letter C to do. Okay. Letter C says y squared minus x to the third. Y squared minus x to the third. So let's put in what we know. So y is going to be equal to 5. So I have 5 squared minus 2 to the third power. Okay. Order of operations, which suggests that we do the subtraction first or the exponents first? Exponents, okay. 5 squared is 25. And 25, I'm going to subtract. What is 2 to the third? Which one is it? So 2 to the third is 2 times 2 times 2, right? So 2 times 2 is 4 times another 2. That's going to give me 8. I like it. 25 subtracting 8. I have 25 bucks in my pocket. Something costs $8. I get money back. Yeah. What do we got? 17. Like it. I think I kind of get this. I think by tomorrow I should understand it.
Dude, you're the teacher.
Yeah, but I don't like a German teacher. I'm kidding. Can I erase? We have a delay. There we go. Okay. Can you guys see these okay? If not, squint. If I ever get to a point where you can't really see it, I'm always totally chill if you want to sit on the floor like up front. Be just like, story time when you're in first grade. It's like, we're gonna read Where the Red Fern Grows. Oh. Maybe you guys didn't have that book read yet. And if not, I'm sorry. Alright. Now it says we're going to evaluate the following expressions. So I have 4 and x. Those are being held together by multiplication. Then I'm going to subtract 2 and y, and 2 and y are being held together by multiplication. I know that x is going to be equal to negative 3 in this scenario. And I know y is going to be equal to positive 4. So let's just plug in what we know. So I have 4 times negative 3 minus 2 times y. And we found that. 4 times negative 3 is going to be negative 12. And then minus 2 times 4, that's 8. Oh, I see I have no money in my pocket. I see something that costs $12, see something that costs $8. How much do I owe? 20. And I understand when you say the number a lot, you think that's the right answer. It sometimes isn't. But if that's what your only go-to answer is, that's fine. Did any of you? This is off task. I'm sorry. It's Monday. It happens. I recall when I was in elementary school, and we had these. You read this passage and you fill out this worksheet, and it was like, the first 7 problems were like the easiest thing in the world to fill out. It's like, what's the name of the main character? Bill. Okay. You fill it out, and you feel pretty good about yourself. And then it's like, why did Bill go to the store? And I would put the response, because. Like, I expected that to be right. Because teacher's like, no, that's not an answer. No, it is an answer. So, in 4th grade, I'm trying to argue. It's like, show my lawyer skills or something. But I wasn't the only one. Thank goodness. We talked to people at recess. Hey, what'd you put for all that? Because, me too. And then we found out that we were a bunch of morons. I'm not calling you a moron. I'm just saying. 1978 elementary school. Good stuff. Can I erase? All right, let's continue with this. 2 times y, so that's 2 times 4, over 3 times negative 3. Let's do what's on top. So I get 8 on top. On bottom, I get negative 9. Oh, here's a good question. And I didn't know this till I was 35 years old, and I'd already been teaching for 10 years. So notice I have the negative on bottom. What would happen if I put the negative on top like this? Would that be an equivalent fraction? It's not a trick question. Go with your gut. What do you think? Yeah. Now, then you got this whole textbook company that said, why don't you put it right in the middle, just like that? Is that the same answer? Go with your gut. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you have the negative going with the denominator, with the numerator, or if you're just not sure, put it right in the middle of the two. So, and I don't know why that was never explained to me as a kid, and I'm sure that was probably because I wasn't paying attention at one point. So, Last couple. Let's take a look. X minus 3y. Somebody talk me through this. Somebody talk me through this. Plug in this stuff. So what's going to go in for x? Negative 3. Minus, what goes in for the y? 4. You're right. It will become 12. You're exactly right. That okay? That's a negative 15. Somewhere on this next one, what do you think we should do? What do you think? Any good ideas? Anything happen with the 5, or does it just come along with the ride? 5 just comes along. So I have 5 minus 2, and in parentheses, I'm going to put what? Negative 3 plus 4. Good. There's a negative. Come on, baby. All right. So let's take care of what's inside the parentheses. Negative 3 added to 4 is? That's 1. And that's going to give me 5 minus 2. Gives me that. Oh, we're so close to be done. This is going to be good. Oh, but you know what? Oh, my goodness. Does anyone have their calculator with them by chance?
Yeah.
If so, can you get it out? Because, and I'm going to tell you, remember I told you last week, which is like so first and second and third day of school for you, that people in the math community decided to goof people up? Well, this next one's a perfect example. I have the square root. I have x squared, so that's going to be negative 3. That means I'm going to plug negative 3 in, and I'm going to square it, plus 4 squared, and I'm going to put that in parentheses as well. Now here's where the error takes place. On your calculator, you usually have a subtraction sign, and then you have a negative sign. Do you agree with my story on this? So if you were to take your negative sign and go negative 3 and square it, what does your calculator give you? Negative 3 squared. What does your calculator give you? Shout it out if you did it. Did you get a positive 9 or a negative 9? Okay, so your calculator is going to do it right. Did you put it in parentheses by chance? No. No? Okay, so maybe they fixed it. Okay, so on some calculators, if you go the negative key and 3 and square it, so it looks like negative 3 and then squared, that's only taking the 3 and squaring it. It's not taking into account the negative. So I'm squaring negative 3. How many negative 3's are being multiplied together? 2. So a negative times a negative is a positive. So a lot of times that calculator is going to goof up. So this is going to give you a positive 9. We're still underneath the square root sign. And then I get 4 squared, which is 16. And that's going to yield me square root of 25. Square root of 25 is 5. Okay. Cool. And then letter F is the exact same thing, except this is a subtraction sign. So that would be a subtraction sign. So that would actually give me 9 minus 16. And that's the square root of negative 7. What number times what number would give me negative 7? What number being the exact same number? Any ideas? Woo! Thank you. Woo! Square root of negative 7, is it something that's an appropriate number? So, number systems are named. And you started learning about named number systems, and then you went through middle school and forgot about them. So when you were in elementary school, you might have started with the counting numbers. And that was like a number saying if you had a physical object, you are using the counting numbers in order to get there. And then they decided, let's use the whole numbers. And the whole numbers are the counting numbers, and we're including 0 as well. And then you started getting into fractions. So you started talking about something called rational numbers. And a rational number is any number, doesn't matter if it's decimal or not, that can be written as a fraction. And then there are some decimals that never repeat, like pi, 3.14159, and it keeps going forever. And that's called an irrational number because it can't be ever written as a fraction. Now some people are like, oh yeah, 22 over 7 is pi. No, it's about pi, it's not pi. Because the decimal equivalent, if you were to take the circumference, the distance all the way around any circle, and divide it by the diameter, you would come up with the decimal pi, which can't be written as a fraction. So that's called irrational. And then beyond that, all of those number systems we just talked about are all encompassed under something called the real number system. And the real number system is everything you've ever dealt with until you get a square root with a negative number underneath. And that becomes the complex number system. And so that's actually called the complex answer. And that's all I have. So I would like you all to start working on worksheet. It is on page 4. It is working with linear expressions number 2A. It's 18 questions. And I want you guys to take the opportunity now to start working on it. And I will come around to help you out and